Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to everyone who is joining us this morning from wherever you are joining us in your pink and red pajamas, surrounded by loved ones, or a hot cup of coffee in your hands. Welcome. Welcome to this hour of worship together, and happy Valentine's Day. Richard Houston, in his collection of poetry titled Risking Everything, writes, "We fall in love and always backwards, for we never know where love is taking us." This morning, we will talk about some of the places that love, even the love that doesn't last, takes us on this Valentine's Day. So welcome, and I want to thank everybody who is making this morning possible. This morning, that of course includes Jonathan Silk, who's masterminding all of our AV, Eric Shackelford and Shulee Ong, who are on camera so that you can see us. Don Wiepert, who is here with me as our worship associate this morning. I want to thank Thomas Brown, who opened up the church for us this morning too, and Dan Bernard, who's here also making sure things are safe and running well. Amy Kelly, who decorated with the red that is significant of Valentine's Day, but also of the Lunar New Year, which we are in the midst of celebrations for this week. I want to thank our musicians, Reiko Oda Lane, Leandra Ramm, Brielle Marina Neilson, Ben Rudiak-Gould, Asher Davison, and of course, Mark Sumner, for bringing us a stunning array of musical selections this morning to carry us through worship. Joe Chapeau waits for all of you on the chat if you have questions or needs that he can help you with. And if you want to join us afterwards for the Zoom coffee hour, Les James will be there to help you get acquainted with that opportunity for connection. If you're joining us for the first time, you'll notice a link either on our website or in the chat to the order of service, which I invite you to get a copy of so that you can follow along this morning more easily. And we will light the candle that we have been lighting since we have been separated. In doing so, bring all of you in spirit into this sanctuary until we can be together again in body. And so we begin our worship this morning. And I invite all of you at home to join us in song. We're going to sing Now Let Us Sing. It's hymn number 368. The words, the music, they're all in your order of service. Welcome to worship.
Now let us sing
to the power of the faith within.
Now let us sing
Sing to the power of the faith within.
Lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the faith within.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the faith within.
Lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us sing to the power of the hope within. Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the faith within.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the trust within.
Lift up your voice.
Lift up your
Be not
voice.
afraid.
Be not
Now
afraid.
let us sing to the
power
power
of
of
the
the love within. Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the joy within.
Now let us sing.
Sing to the power of the joy within.
Lift up your voice.
Lift up your voice.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
Now let us
Sing to the power
we light this chalice for the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the fire of commitment. We light this symbol of our faith as we gather together.
Good morning, everybody. If this is your first time joining us for worship, welcome especially to you. And again, a reminder to try and access the order of service, which is available to you and which is emailed out actually every week with our weekly newsletter of events. So you can get all of that, access to all of that easily if you just look for our connections form and fill it out so that we can keep you connected to what's happening here virtually at the First Unitarian Universalist Society in San Francisco. The order of service lists a number of upcoming events. Every week, we invite you to read it and look through from spiritual practices to education to opportunities to be together in small groups. There are lots of ways to deepen the conversation and your relationships and your commitment in the world through the community and its programs. So let me just call a couple things to mind today. First, please join the coffee hour after service. It's a Zoom link that you'll find. And this week, there will be a chance to enter one breakout room where there will be a discussion of the sermon. So when you join the coffee hour, just let Les, who is our host today, know that that's something you want to do. Today, after service, right after service, we actually have a couple of fantastic opportunities, one of which is in honor of Darwin Day at 1 o'clock. Lori Lai, who's a scientist who's been actively involved in some cutting-edge research and work during this time, is leading a program called the Fight Against COVID Vaccines and Diagnostics. I encourage you to go and find out from her some of what's going on in the scientific world around the virus and its treatment and more. If you are also able, some of us who feel comfortable and safe will be joining at Civic Center Plaza for a rally that will be in honor of and in recognition of the acts of violence against Asian Americans in the Bay Area, particularly in the last month where there has been a dramatic and brutal uptick. So 50 Asian American organizations in the city, our neighbors are organizing it, and I will be there, and I know some of you will be there to join me in that act of solidarity and witness. I will have some KN95 masks with me for those of you who come who need them to feel safe. We want to remind you that the Zoom memorial in honor of Ken Keep, who passed away, is going to be next Saturday at 2 o'clock, so please hold time in your calendar for that. That the following week on Saturday, our Spirit Saturday, which has opportunities for gathering and then workshops, that's going to be taking place, so please look at those opportunities and consider joining. And I want to let you all know that today's offering, so you're prepared before it comes around in the service. It is for the SCW, an organization that does work in our world, taking our values into the world, for its scholarship fund. It's one of the cornerstones of this program and of its work in the world is to help people who otherwise couldn't start college with both financial support and mentoring. So I know in this Valentine's Day, we often think of romantic love, this sometimes kind of closed, narcissistic love that two people get lost in. But really, I think we all know that love, when it blossoms, is this thing that makes our hearts bigger, big enough that we can throw our arms in an embrace around lots of people, including those whose names we don't know. I think this is one opportunity to live that out in a practical, concrete way that speaks of our love for one another. So I invite you to give generously to that effort this morning. There are so many more things that we could call your attention to, but they're in this order of service so that you can follow up with them, and I invite you to do so. And so what I'd like to do now is invite us all to center ourselves in the worship hour that we have begun, singing as we do every week our meditation on breathing. The words are in your order of service. If you're new, you haven't seen them, they're simple. There are a number of different parts. Just join in and get lost in the deepening repeat of this music and meditation.
When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love.
Please say with me our covenant, and then we will sing together our doxology. The words are in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another.